ドジャースが劇的な大逆転サヨナラ満塁ホームランでワールドシリーズ第一戦に勝利しました。第一戦の先発はヤンキースがコール投手、ドジャースがフラハッ投手というオーダーでした。1番に入った大谷翔平選手も第1打席から内に出ましたが、コール投手攻略にあと一歩飛距離が足りず序盤は引き締まった投手戦となっていました。両チーム2得点ずつで9回を戦い終え、延長10回にヤンキースが得点し、もうダメかと思った矢先、ギャビン・ラックス選手が選んで出塁、トミー・エドマン選手の内野安打で、ここで大谷翔平選手、打ち上げた打球はサードのファールゾーン席へ飛び込むファールフライで万事休す。ヤンキースがここで満塁策のために別選手を敬遠。そして打席に立ったフリーマン選手にドラマが起こりました。足首の怪我で思うようにポストシーズンを戦えていなかったフリーマン選手ですが、インコース低めに来たボールを完璧に捉え、劇的すぎるサヨナラ満塁ホームランでドジャースが6対3でヤンキースに勝利しました。大興奮の現地放送局の様子を翻訳してお届けいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーに関する現地放送局の様子を翻訳してお届けいたします。お見逃しのないよう今のうちにチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。
Dodgers Stadium absolutely shaking as Freddie Freeman hits a walk-off grand slam to take Game 1 of the 2024 World Series. We've got Freddie chants going on behind us here at the stadium. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garciaparra, Oral Hershiser, and everybody. You can see they are going crazy because I'm not sure what we just witnessed. To me, being here as a teenage kid for Game 1 of the 1988 World Series when Kirk Gibson hit the walk-off home run, this had a very similar feel to that. Freddie Freeman, bad ankle and all, shows up in the biggest moment, Oral. He's had such a tough postseason dealing with the injury and hits an absolute, no doubt, grand slam to walk it off.
I'm almost crying thinking about it with Gibby. Him pointing to his father, making a swing like that, and then taking a very classy pose, walking down the first baseline, but remembers to turn and say hi to Dad. What just happened? Holy smokes!
Something we have seen this team do all season long, where it is never over to the very last out. They believe in each other. The quality of at-bats, taking advantage of miscues. We talked about this series coming into it. Two top teams, the history, the matchup, the superstars, and for Game 1 to end that way. Unbelievable.
Game 1 of this series. Listen, we hyped up this series all week long. The two best teams in all of baseball, the iconic matchup, the history of these franchises, the Yankees from Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, Derek Jeter, to Sandy Koufax, Don Drysdale, all Hershiser, and now the Stars get to write their own script. What a script. What a start to this chapter of the World Series. Freddie Freeman, the ultimate fighter, comes from a family of fighters. His dad, him and his son Max, outstanding job. Freddie knew right away. Walk-off grand slam, Game 1 World Series. Come on, man.
It's been 36 years since that 88 Game 1 Kirk Gibson home run, and every time I see that highlight, Oral, I still get chills to this day. This is going to be one of those home runs that people 36 years from now, they will get chills every time they see this at-bat.
Dodgers win the World Series. I know what Gibby's bat and helmet sold for. They're going to be collectibles. It's going to be unbelievable. The lifetime memories for everybody in the stands, the kids watching at home with their grandparents or whoever they're with. They are jumping, they're running out into the streets, they're going crazy. We have heard many stories from Dodger fans over the years, those 36 years, of what they were doing when Gibby hit that home run. And we just had another event that people are going to remember.
Right before this inning, Oral, you said, if they walk this off, the stadium's going to break. Oh, boy.
Just about broke.
You were not wrong. It broke. And I'll tell you, just the quality of that bat, from Gavin Lux to walking Tommy Edman to get that knock just underneath the glove. You know, Shohei hitting that. What a play by Verdugo out there. But then that advances, so you can go ahead and walk Mookie. We always said, go ahead, walk one, guys, because you either got Mookie, then you have Freddie, and Freddie coming through with that big hit.
Can we get her a hit with runner in scoring position? We got one. Can we get one? We got one. We got one.
You know, the thing about it is, you come into this World Series, you knew the Yankees had a stud at the head of the rotation. Garrett Cole was as advertised. He was on his A game. We continued to grind out at bats. We were able to get him out of that game in that sixth inning. Jay Flair really matched him pitch for pitch, made one mistake to Giancarlo Stanton, paid the price for it, but we continue to fight, and that is the makeup of this team. They do not give up, no matter the situation. I love the fight. You think these fans are fired up? I think so. Incredible night.
We were preparing to say this was a great game. Dodgers probably should have won it. They didn't play perfectly. They played great. They went toe-to-toe with them. But there were some little things with runners in scoring position that didn't get it done. But you know what? These are two evenly matched teams, and we're in for a great World Series. We got a little different ending.
Hey, Freddie, what did it feel like rounding the bases there?
I haven't really. It felt like nothing, you know. I was just kind of floating. Those are the kind of things when you're 5 years old with your two older brothers and you're playing football in the backyard, and those are the scenarios you kind of dream about. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a World Series game, and for it to actually happen and hit a home run and walk it off to give us a 1-0 lead, that's as good as it gets right there.
We'll stay in the right, Freddie.
And Freddie, coming off your ankle, and I guess just mentally, you're stepping up in that moment. What's going through your mind, and what enabled you to deliver?
Yeah, I mean, this last week has been really good for me. The first time I ran was when I ran out to give high fives to my teammates when we got introduced. Tried to stay it off running as much as I could this week, treated it as much as I could. So I felt pretty good going into today. I don't feel it right now, so that's a good thing. But when it's kind of pick your poison with our lineup. I mean, it doesn't matter really who you pitch to. We got guys that can do that in every single spot in our order. I mean, I was just once I saw Aaron give the 4, you know, I just started going through my plan and my process, what I was going to look for and where I was going to look for it. A lot of heaters, that kind of ride. So I just wanted to be on top of it and be on time for it. And I was looking closer to me so I could leave the cutter and slider alone away. So I just wanted to be on time for it. It's kind of amazing. You know, it's been a lot. It's been a lot these last few months. Been a grind, but things have been going so well at home. Max is doing great. Obviously the ankle is the ankle. It's a sprained ankle. It's as good as it's going to get. But when you get told you do something like that, and this game that's been around a very long time, I love the history of this game. To be a part of it, it's special. You know, I've been playing this game a long time, and to come up in those moments, you dream about those moments. Even when you're 35 and been in the league for 15 years, you want to be a part of those. It's the energy that the crowd brought tonight, Game 1 of the World Series. Everyone's been talking about this all week, and for us to get that first win, especially like that, that's pretty good. We became friends with Marion Burt, so he's been sitting around the front row. You know, I think, you know, he's been throwing me batting practice since I could remember. My swing is because of him. My approach is because of him. I am who I am because of him, and you know, it was kind of spur of the moment. I saw him hugging a lot of people back there. So all the batting practice, all the relentless hours we spent together on a baseball field, we still do it in the off seasons together. He still throws me batting practice. And I think he was so nervous. If I could talk to him and talk, I bet he couldn't even, he was so nervous in that going into that. And, you know, I just wanted to share that with him because he's been there and he's been through a lot in his life too. And to
you, what did you make of their decision to intentionally walk Mookie to get to you?
Yeah, I mean, we've been seeing it all year. They've been walking Shohei to get to Mookie, Mookie to get to me. It's kind of been, I mean, that's like I said earlier, it's, I mean, that's what's so good about our lineup. It's a tough matchup no matter where you are. Trying to pitch, it's left on left. I understand. Right when they rewarded him second and third, I knew I was going to be coming up in that moment. But right when I saw the 4, I just went over what I was going to be looking for and trying to be simple and see it and hit it. Luckily I did. Yeah.
Can you talk about Dodger fans.
Yeah.
What that moment felt like, feeling the love, and it's loud here often, but I don't think it's been that loud here in a very long time.
Yeah, I've seen it very loud on the other side. Juan Uribe's home run still rings true in my head in 2013. But Dodger fans, when I was gone for the week and a half with my family, that first day I came back, that's as special as it gets right there, to make my family and I feel the love and the support. I try to reciprocate it that night and thanking them and doing all that, but I think they appreciated this one a little bit more 3 months later. So just the love, 53,000, 54,000 people every single night. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday, Tuesday, throughout the course of the season. They're here supporting us. And it's been a first World Series in a long time, a game, because 2020 was in Texas. So they've been waiting a long time to see a game at Dodger Stadium in a World Series, and I'm glad we were able to deliver a win tonight.
Second row on your right, Freddie.
You guys are 5-2 this postseason with the chance to be 6-2 tomorrow. What do you attribute that to, in addition to the fans?
At home?
Yeah.
I feel like we've been playing good baseball of late. You always want to get the wins in front of your home fans, especially when it's the first game of the series. And for us to do that, especially them scoring a run in the top of the 10th, that's really hard to score runs in the postseason, get multiple hits. So just a great job by, Gavin and all those guys to get us up there and give us opportunities, and to come out 1-0 is huge. Feel like my ankle was in a good spot about 3 days ago, and been able to work really hard throughout this course of the week. I was working with Robert a lot. We found a little cue about 3 days ago, and I started hitting on the field 3 days ago, and it was a line drive at the shortstop every single time. It's been a while since I was doing that, so I was feeling pretty good the last few days on the cue that I had. And it's not about lifting or doing anything that. If my swing's in the right spot, and you're hitting line drives and your swing's in a good spot, that's where you create backs.
Hey, Freddie, all month we've kind of just seen what you've had to go through on a day-to-day basis just to even play 5 or 6 innings, right? How are you kind of able to just stay upbeat throughout that process and know that a moment like this could be coming at some point?
I think you see the end result. I'm looking at myself on TV. This trophy is what makes you go through the grind every day. When you step into spring training in February, your eyes are on that, and to do everything you can, and that's what's worth it for me. I got here at 10:30 in the morning and started treatment and made it just in time for the hitters meeting, and I will start it all over again tomorrow, because winning a World Series is everything, and I will do everything I can to be out there. I feel okay right now, so I should be in there tomorrow, but I haven't played a full game in a long time, so we'll see how I wake up. But I think we're in a really good spot with my ankle. These 6 days was huge for me, and the swelling, we got down to the lowest number it was 2 days ago from the first time I heard it, so I think we're in a good spot.
Freddie Freeman, they're going to be talking about this one swing. That is the real-time reaction of us on the sets.
Wow, we are old.
Unbelievable. A lot more reaction from the clubhouse coming up.
You've had a lot of incredible moments in career. How does that compare, and walk us through your mindset? What's going through your mind when you see Freddie's swing?
It's arguably, might be the greatest baseball moment I've ever witnessed. And I've witnessed some great ones. As the inning started, you're just trying to think about getting Shohei to the plate. And then, once they decided to walk Mookie, I just felt good with Freddie at the plate. And just that swing, you knew it was gone, and just pure elation. And you don't see teams celebrate after a game, a walk-off like that. But I just think it was certainly warranted. And, man, it was a great game before that, but the way it finished, I just couldn't be more excited for our guys.
But Dylan?
Obviously, Cole pitched well for them, right? This probably was unfolding the way they wanted to up to a certain point. For you guys to be able to take this game, how important is that?
It's huge. I think if you looked at the way that we both used our pens, certainly with urgency, rightfully so, and for us to come away with the win was big. And Garrett was good. He was good, and we had a couple opportunities in the middle innings to get a run situationally and weren't able to come through. But we just kept persevering, kept grinding, and created another opportunity in the ninth, and we got the big hit.
Right next to Dylan, Barry.
Dave, in the moment, are you able to appreciate how good a baseball game you were just a part of?
Maybe not in the moment, but after the hit, I really appreciated, how it was. No, I think that it was a well-played baseball game. There was some good pitching, some defense, some good at-bats. The crowd was into it from pitch one, and so it was an old-school baseball game. And gosh, the dramatics of how we finished was pretty spectacular.
And how difficult a decision is it to walk somebody to get to Aaron Judge?
It is. It's never easy, and I think the same thing could be posed to Booney, to walk Mookie to get to Freddie. It's never comfortable, and you just got to sort of believe in your process and, the matchup that you got right there. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Third row on your left, Dave.
Dave, I mean, they get the left-on-left matchup there with the walk, but still Freddie Freeman. Do you think he takes that personal at all?
I think he did, and I think he should. And that's kind of, it's still, obviously a decision that Aaron felt good about. But any player, I've walked guys and it's worked out. I walk them and it doesn't work out, and they should take it personal. They're competitors, and that's the way it should be.
Second row on your right, Dave.
When you saw Freddie legging out that triple earlier in the game, what was going through your mind?
Stop. He was already in scoring position, but he's a baseball player, and it caromed off away from Alex, and so he was smart to get to third base, the extra 90 feet. But I was happy he came out of it upright.
Go to the fourth row on the right.
Dave, through the past couple of series, it seems like each guy has a moment that delivers you to the next stage in a big way, and tonight was Freddie's moment. What can you say about what this means for him and the composition of your team that's gotten you to this spot?
I remember talking about in spring training how, each guy has got to want to be the guy at the plate when the game's on the line. Each pitcher has got to want to be the pitcher when the game's on the line. Each defender, fielder has got to want the ball hit to them when the game's on the line. And I think that landed with our guys. And so to your question, there's been a lot of times where guys have made big pitches, got big hits. And, Freddie, that last series was ailing. And so for him to come back and pick us up huge tonight, not surprising, but I'm sure it made him feel really good. And you can see the elation, how happy the guys were for him, because, the last few weeks has been a grind for him to get on the field.
First row on your left, Dave. Daniel.
Thank you, Mike. Dave, thoughts on Brewster on that 7th inning after his first outing in a month, facing that tough match?
That's the thing, is that was the bet for us. We're betting on Brewster's heartbeat, the stuff. He hasn't pitched in forever, and put him in a big spot and threw up a 0 and kept us in the ball game. So he was lights out tonight.
The second row on your left, Dave.
Dave, how fun was going through that decision making today? Because it felt like a chess match today all throughout the game.
Yeah, it was a chess match, and it was a tight game. You just, I didn't have much margin, so we had to kind of keep the game close. So you're trying to, use the right guys and appreciate that there's more baseball to be played. So it was fun now that I look back at it, but in the moment, you're just really trying to kind of play chess, I guess.
Barry up front here.
Hey, Doc, you incessantly see the clip of Kirk Gibson's homer here. How does it compare when you look at that?
So, yeah, I mean, that's iconic. I think that, we win 3 more games, that's going to be right up there with it.
Well, it was game 1 too, right?
Yeah, everything was the same outside of the fist pumps, yeah.
Dave, with Freddie's intent to play 162, with what happened to his finger, with his son, with the ankle, the totality of all of it, how much do you root for Freddie in that situation? And as a human, just how good did that feel?
The game honors you. And when you do things the right way, you play the right way, you're a good teammate. I just believe that the game honors you. And tonight, Freddie was honored. So it's been a trying year for him. But to his credit, He's found a way to kind of keep moving forward for his teammates and post. And so couldn't be happier.
The two last ones for Dave on your right.
Hi, Dave. Score one for the Bruins, I guess. It seems like every 3 or 4 days we're talking about how masterfully you manage your bullpen. How are you pulling this rabbit out of a hat it seems like every game?
We have good players. They're performing, and they're just all in for whatever I ask of them, whatever our pitching coaches ask of them. And so they make me look good. I have a lot of good players, and they understand that it's about getting 27 outs a night, and it could be anyone at any given moment. But tonight, Jack started the game and pitched his tail off, made one bad pitch, but he pitched great, which was big and kind of then allowed me to kind of deploy the guys the way it made sense.
I'll finish up in the first row.
Can you talk to me about Flattery and his ability to strike out Aaron Judge 3 times? Just scouting Aaron Judge, how was that for?
It was great. I think obviously he used the breaking ball, and that 3-2 strikeout with the fastball was a big strikeout right there. Aaron is an MVP. He's going to win it this year, and you got to be careful. And even when we went to walk Soto to get to Judge, that never feels good. You got to be careful. You got to be careful of those guys, and if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay. But yeah, Jack pitched him really well tonight.
Certainly was a great way to start this World Series. And Omar, we talked coming in how evenly matched it seemed like both of these teams were. And it was probably going to be some of the little things that decide these games. In the 10th inning, the Yankees stole a run, basically. Jazz Chisholm with a single, steals second and third, scores on a fielder's choice. But the Dodgers did what they've done all year. They answered back in a big way.
Yeah, you got to tip your hat to the Yankees and Jazz Chisholm. He did an excellent job. He get on base, utilizing the speed, taking advantage of that. Recognizing that, Trinan, he is slow to the plate. So not only that, and then getting to third, and then here's an infield hit. Or infield fielder's choice, it ended up, but just to knock him in. Even with the infield in, you end up manufacturing a run. That was huge. Yep. And the Dodgers are capable of doing the exact same thing. We've seen that, but you're going against a team that's capable of doing that. You can't give an opposing team extra outs. You can't give these Yankees extra outs. You got to go out there and make the plays. Well, the same thing. The Yankees gave the Dodgers extra outs. They capitalized them. And then also, we know the Dodgers are never out of it. The Yankees have the same mentality. That's why they're here. But the Dodgers, again, in their last at-bat go, we're not out of it. Quality at-bat after quality at-bat to end up winning this game.
Outstanding job by Gavin Lux drawing that walk. Tommy Edman should have been 2-0. He was down 0-2.
Yep.
Continuing to really battle. Rocket first and second. Now, great play by Alex Verdugo, by the way. He throws the ball while in the stands. You cannot do that. That's why the players are able to advance. They walk Mookie Betts. And how about Fab 5 Freddie? Walking them off, epic style. Game 1, and tips his hat and bat to his father. Outstanding job. And that's what Freddie Freeman said as I'm losing my voice. When you're injured, like Freddie Freeman is, he's not just hurting, he's injured. Coming early, grinding, getting treatment. You prepare yourself for moments like this to give yourself a chance to succeed and help your team win. Freddie Freeman, as the fans chant his name, came up in a big way.
Have a plan, work the plan, don't try and do too much. I love what Dave Roberts said in his sound about, I want you guys all from spring training forward to want to be the guy with the at-bat, to want to be the guy that gets the ground ball, to want to be the one that catches the fly, to be the one on the mound getting the out. See yourself doing that. Every one of you, not just 26, but 40 or 45 of you got to think about that. He always preaches to the young guys, the moment they get here and start this culture, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. And you know what we saw tonight? We saw a lot of poise from the Dodgers. They know, like we knew, that they weren't playing their best game. But they never gave up. They never tried to do too much. They just kept working the plan. They kept their poise, and they were comfortable. being uncomfortable and got it done.
And you're exactly right, Earl. When you look at the opportunities that they have over the course of this game, I mean, when you have 3 innings in a row, when you get a man on third base and there's less than 2 outs, and you only manage 1 run, right? We were up until that last at bat. I mean, they were 0 for 7 runners in scoring position, so they didn't do the job that they know they were capable of doing. But even when they had those opportunities missed over the course of this game, when I look in that 6th inning, that 7th inning, you know what the bullpen does? The bullpen recognizes and says, listen, I know they missed on these opportunities, but if I keep giving them a chance, if we do our job, and if we're able to put up zeros or keep them close, even after that one, we know that the offense will figure this out because they're not going to give it up. I think it's just such a great team effort all around. Even when you're not maybe playing your best, they're saying, doesn't matter. We're going to find the moment, and we're going to capitalize on it, and they did.
Listen, and the Dodger bullpen, great point by them. They kept that high-powered offense at bay, only allowing them only 3 runs to give us a chance. Great job by their pitching staff. Obviously, our offense keeps coming at you, but I'm telling you, we've said it time again. This place, these fans continue to go crazy. 6th, 7th, 8th inning, they know their team will find a way to break through. Trust me, momentum was had, especially when Tommy had that hit. We had 1st and 2nd, we had action. Knowing our big boys were coming up, this place was electric. Before Freddie Freeman swung that bat, I'm telling you what, you feel it as a player, you feel that energy.
We watched a game with fans, right? We're eating with fans. We are sitting in the stands with fans, watching the game. And when you hear the reaction of the fans around you, as an athlete, you kind of cringe because they're result thinking. When we were popping up with the bases loaded or popping up with a man on third or not getting a guy out when all of a sudden they got a chance to score a run, and they do. And as an athlete sitting among fans and listening to the result thinking, I was like internally like, no, it's going to happen. Keep going. Yes. No, it's going to happen. No, that wasn't a mistake. They're talented too. No, that wasn't a bite. Tommy Edmonds makes that ground ball boot in the 1st inning, and it was immediately like negative. You cannot have result thinking in these situations. You have to just keep thinking, I can execute, we will execute.
And think the same way Dave Roberts has for a number of weeks now. He says he has more belief in this team than any other team he's ever managed. And they're making believers out of anybody and everybody. The way that they come from behind, it doesn't matter the score of the game. Dodgers get it done in dramatic fashion to win Game 1 tonight. All right, Yoshinobu Yamamoto takes the mound. Game 2 of the World Series tomorrow at 5 p.m. The Dodgers have won all 3 of his starts here in the postseason. His best outing of the regular season actually came against this Yankees team in the Bronx back on June 7th. He went 7 scoreless. He struck out 7. How can he have similar form tomorrow in Game 2?
Well, the first thing he needs to do is fastball command down by the knees, because his secondary stuff all comes out of that window, and that's why the Yankees look so bad in June. He struck out so many guys. It was the fastball command at the knees that set it up.
And that's so hard to lay off of. You're exactly right, Oral. When I know as a hitter, if I'm facing Yamamoto, I'm looking up. I'm trying to get him up in the zone because you know he has that pitch that is devastating down in the zone and the swing and miss. You're thinking up, but if he commands that fastball down there, then you feel as a hitter, you're like, wow, I am really in trouble. Now you're swinging at everything. So that'll really be critical for him.
Yeah, command early. I think so important. Obviously, Yamamoto, once he gets going and has a feel of his breaking ball, especially that splitter, he is lights out. But he's got to establish that fastball east and west, down at the knees. He does that, he has a chance to pitch really well.
You have a great point, Jerry, because the other thing for Yamamoto is that 1st inning. That's also going to be critical. That's usually where they do the most damage to him, so hopefully he can get out of that early.
We heard Freddie Freeman say, you dream about this as a kid, Nomar, in the backyard, and he's proof that dreams do come true.
He definitely, that is a dream moment. There's no doubt about that, and he came through. He's exactly right. This is what you were always doing in the backyard, hoping for the World Series, 2 outs, bases loaded, and man, to come through like that was special.
The hitter had the dream. Let's have a pitcher have the dream tomorrow night. That would be a lot of fun to see.
I like that. All right, Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets the ball. The Dodgers will try to take a 2-0 series lead in this fall classic. We'll see it tomorrow. Cannot wait to see what Game 2 brings. Pre-game at 4 o'clock.
試合を見ていた私はあの一発で大声を上げてしまいました。アベマで解説をしていた糸井義雄さん、川崎宗則さんも、うわーと声を上げ、野球ってわかんない。と哲学のような問答に陥っておりました。感動というか鳥肌というか、私も何とも言えない感覚が体を今でも支配しています。明日は山本由伸投手の先発です。 いい投球を見せてほしいです。そして大谷選手もいい角度で打球は上がっていますので、1本ぜひ見たいですね。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。